Hello, welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV. Obviously, we're looking at the patch 7.3 special site that's been updated today, the 30th of July 2025. Obviously, we have stuff that's on here we've talked about before on the challenges section, but there are some new sections added. Specifically, we've got Vault 1 Iron finally getting its own update here. It says, formerly an entertainment district of living memory, Vault 1 Iron once beckoned its patrons with promises of riches untold. Now its hypno slot machine whirs back to life, as if to challenge treasure hunters from lands beyond to try their luck. Will its prosperous dreams manifest into your reality, or will the nightmarish creatures within spell your doom? So we've got two images. The first one then, if you saw the 88th live letter, you would have seen Yoshi P tries luck. These things spin. You basically pull this, these things spin, and you can get thrown out if you get 3 broken hearts, or you can get an amalgamation of different monsters that spawn and different loot. And if you get a jackpot, you get a Golden Mandragora, like a digital Mandragora to fight, and then a gold chest with some really cool rewards, which presumably also includes the new weapon glamour chests. I think there's a new weapon glamour in this patch. Very excited. And there's a gimme cat being fought there by a group of adventurers. Cannot personally wait for this treasure map dungeon. It's been a long time since I've been in one, to be perfectly honest. Excited for lots of new rewards, and honestly, the place looks pretty good. Also, we've got Crystalline Conflict updates. Obviously, we've got our new map. It says a new stage, the Bayside Battleground, has been added to Crystalline Conflict. You can now also climb your way to Omega and Ultima, 2 newly added higher ranks for ranked matches. The curtains lift on a new season of heated contests. So there is also a new series with new rewards as well. We don't really know what the rewards will be. That usually goes up to rank 25 as your final reward, with also trophy crystals in between as every 10 or 5 levels. So we've got rank 5, 10, 15, and then 25. And the new Bayside Battleground looks pretty cool. It's on the beaches of Tulialal, which is pretty nice. Bit of an overhead picture there for you. Much nicer to see it like this than try to squint and try and make out details on the live letter footage. Pretty cool, honestly. It's a basic sort of map. Apparently it has very few gimmicks, so if you're looking for something that's just a typical battleground without too much going on, like wind tornadoes and things and fire volcanoes, this seems to be fairly normal. And a nice little shot of them in combat there. I don't think anything is glaringly new. Maybe this outfit here. There is actually a section just below with the PvP gear. We'll get to that, but they've put it at the bottom of the screen. We also have in 7.35 then, which is usually like 1 to 2 months after 7.3's launch, if we were to go by comparison to 6.3 and 6.35. With the Allied Society quest for the Yok Hoy. It says, since ancient times, the mountains of Urkapacha have been home to the snow spirits. While the Yok Hoy have lived in peace with these curious neighbors for many years, in recent days the spirit's once playful demeanor has turned menacing. Amongst snow-capped peaks, you must uncover the cause of this change and restore warmth to a fellowship made brittle by cold. So, obviously, Yok Hoy, very cool, pun intended. And, yeah, this is going to be another Allied Society quest. I personally didn't like the Actel one that much, and I really hope one of these fellas somehow is a mount. I don't know what we're going to have to do to get these, like, snow rabbit golem creatures. They're adorable. I want that as a minion. And, well, yeah, as a mount mostly. It seems to have like an icy lollipop stick as well. Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's going to be pretty cool. But again, we're going to have to wait quite a while for that. Also, we've got pictures for Hilderbrand. 2 new pictures. It says, with the aid of the uncannily familiar detective Hardy Boiled, Nashu Makaraka has succeeded in locating Inspector Hilderbrand, who lay in slumber within the research facility of Yuyawata. Awake once more, Imitable agent of inquiry wastes no time finding himself at the heart of another mystery, and together with comrades old and new sets forth to solve a case most fiendish, the case of the fiendish fugitives. So yeah, it looks like, you know, Hilderbrand's back to being Hilderbrand. We've got various characters here, you know, shooting a barrel there, presumably Hilderbrand's inside. I don't know what's going on with this evil bee thing. This Hornet, I don't know. I need to catch up on the storyline. I haven't done 7.2's Hilderbrand, 7.25's Hilderbrand, so I need to go do that. And yeah, I don't think there's really much context to be given there other than it's more amazing Hilderbrand content. I can't wait for that. Scrolling past this then, we've also got a chat bubble feature that gets a screenshot. It says, a chat bubble option has been added to the configuration menus. Let's zoom in a little bit. Enable this feature to display speech above the heads of player characters and get a more intuitive feel for who is saying what. So as you can see, if you turn this on, you can see a party symbol next to people in your party. And instead of looking down, you can have a more immersive experience if you have this enabled. If you're looking at your friends, for example, it's a cool idea. A lot of this comes down to RP, doesn't it? More than anything, I think. And obviously you have different chats for different things. You can enable if this works on all chats, you know, for private things like tell, you can turn it off for yells, etc. I don't know. It seems to be a highly requested feature. So it's finally coming to the game, which is pretty cool, honestly. And I can't wait to see what people do with it. Very cool. So in terms of new items then, this is the big one, right? This is the main reason that I was like, we need to make a video. This then is the new trophy crystal gear. So you know how there's the new PvP series and you earn various ranks, you get various rewards. You also get trophy crystals. They said they added lots of new stuff to the trophy crystal vendor, including new sets. These are the new sets. So as you can see, we have everything here that's kind of hip. It's a bit hipstery, isn't it? A little bit. I'm not really sure I like all of these sets. There are certainly some parts of this that are pretty cool, like the tear in the jeans, I guess, is quite nice. Baggy jeans, jackets and stuff. They certainly seem to be very unique items. They don't seem to be reskins of anything I can imagine. Obviously, you know, more hot pants, you know, these sort of pants, definitely a reskin. They've done those before, but they're probably attached to like that cross shape on here. There's some really cool items. Again, it'd be nice to see how things die. These look like their default colors as we saw in the live letter concept imagery. This is the outfit that you might remember being shown on a Vieira. There's a good chance then that Vieira will also be able to use this beanie. It is a little bit annoying that Mikote ears have been culled with this. Not sure. I'm kind of getting like Riku vibes from this, from Final Fantasy X. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the belt buckles. It's a very Nomura style, isn't it? But yeah, it's a set. I don't know what this Lalafell. I don't know. I don't know if that suits that Lalafell. That's up to you to decide. Not my cup of tea. I think my favorite set out of all of these is probably this one because it's the most unique. I could probably use that chest piece. The boots are fun, but it's trophy crystal gear, so expect it to just be something you can spend trophy crystals on, because honestly there isn't enough items in the game on the trophy crystal vendor, and I really hope there's quite a lot more this time, because frankly you get so many of those things and there's nowhere to spend them. So yeah, it's a good thing to see more stuff added, even if it is questionable on taste, but that's up to you to decide. It's alright, isn't it? But we've seen some stuff like this before, but not exactly. Yeah, there are certainly elements I would use. Like, I want to know if that's attached to the boots or if that's attached to the legs. I guess it is legs, right? Dyed that jet black maybe, or gunmetal black. With some nice like thigh-high boots. That could be really nice as a detail. Anyway, moving on. We also have a couple more images. We've got the Yan mount, which Yoshi P showed. It does appear to scale then. So the Yan mount seems to scale with the size of your character, because Yoshi P's was tiny, like a tiny little Yan, and the Rothgar gets a massive, massive Yan. This is also an interesting backdrop. This is obviously in the duty, which we won't mention the name of for spoiler reasons. But of course, yeah, it's rare for Square Enix to take pictures within the dungeons, quite honestly. And this is obviously on Explorer mode. But I don't even remember the hat stand, to be honest. I need to do that dungeon again. But yeah, Yan, like many mounts added. And then our first look at a new minion, the new minions. We've got a stingray, a floating stingray, which is adorable. Absolutely adorable. I'm kind of hoping this is associated with fishing in some way, but it probably won't be. But yeah, it's cute. I want more stuff like that. I love my minion collections. And then we've also got emotes. It does look like we're finally getting the note-taking emote. You know how long that emote has been in the game? Since like at least 2.0. In some fashion. You always see the NPCs making notes of things, and I'm like, please, can we have a note-taking emote? It seems we're finally getting it, and the quill's nice as well. Like ink-dipped quill. Looks like she looks up and then looks down and makes the notes, which is exactly what the NPCs do. I need it immediately. It's fantastic. And yeah, very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Happy with that and any other emotes they add. Obviously, we've got additional duty support, which is for the ant dungeon that I forget the name of now. Amazing. Cutter's Cry. There we go. Thank you, brain. And additional Mahjong voices, Stoneman Mahjong voices for Wook Lamat, Kona, and Bakul Jar Jar, and much more. But yeah, things to take from this. Really cool emote. Looking forward to the minions. Definitely looking forward to the mounts. The PvP gear is kind of like, you're either going to love it or hate it. There are certainly parts of this I would use. Not full sets, though. The hat annoys me with the ears, especially with the current discussion with Viera ears. Viera hats. In 7.3, they're supposed to be putting in a feature that allows you to toggle their ears with hats and also give them more hats to wear. But this is interesting. I guess the Mikote ears are just folded here. That looks painful. But yeah, there are certainly some parts I would reuse from these sets. Probably not that one, but I mean, it is exactly the same as that. It just looks a bit squished, doesn't it, on a Lalafell? But yeah, it is what it is. Let me know what you think about these items. Chat bubbles are pretty cool. Hilderbrand's always a great deal of fun, but again, we've got to wait for that. So yeah, I think PvP is probably going to steal my soul outside of the other main content for the first month. Endlessly. I do enjoy me a bit of Crystalline Conflict. Anyway, link in the description. You can get all of these images on the media section for a wallpaper if you wish to. I'll see you all.